right, I want to give our praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shabbat, Bahava Kapradash. I want to give double honors to the Apostle GMS that rules well, that I learned from, and that ruleth well. Peace, blessings, salutations to Yakim, Yaakov tuning in, and you Israelite foreigners that are scattered, that's laboring, hoping, and waiting for the Lord to return. Not going to be too long on this one. Pretty much going to go into First Edges, the 4th chapter. These are the words of Zerubbabel, speaking on pretty much on women. Today, the world that we live in now, you can clearly see it's been a complete gender road change and switch of things turning of things upside down. Let me get these scriptures real quick. Bear with me one moment. Turning of things upside down. Because this society that we live in is completely gone. There's no fixing it, and there's no returning to, the days of old or the former days. So it's Isaiah 29:16. Surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. For shall the work say of him that made it, he made me not, or shall the thing framed say of him that framed it, he had no understanding. So here it is, you have Esau, the so-called white man, the elites. They have had an agenda to pretty much use these women to pretty much give them liberty to pretty much destroy the family structure until this very point, this very day that we're seeing and that we're living in. See that they try to mandate the sauce to be put inside you, that's leading into the Charagma, going to Revelation, the 13th chapter. And pretty much now you have women that just outwardly just hate men. They're angry that they're not men. They're angry that they can't be a man. They have been given liberty. Pretty much, there's no laws for them. The laws back them because they are a great asset to the society, to this destruction of the society that we know it. And they're using them, as you can clearly see. One thing Esau did to start off with it was use the so-called black women to trickle on the effect. They had that feminism, but ultimately the goal was going back to slavery, was to destroy the so-called black family, which is going to lead into the other tribes being destroyed, so-called Hispanics, Latinos, and Native Americans. One more, woman shall compass a man. Jeremiah 31:22. It said, how long wilt thou go about, O thou backsliding daughter? For the Lord hath created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man. And how was that even enabled? Through the so-called white man giving her pretty much the green light to do so. And the thing about it, when you really look at how women are moving and how these girls are moving, it's just pretty much to their destruction. They're not building anything. As the scripture says, people should be lovers of themselves in these last days. And you clearly see that. These women, they don't listen. They're not, humble. They're not meek. They want to be men. They want to wear the pants. They're masculine. You try to teach them something. They have no regard. They have no honor. They have no structure. They don't They don't care about their parents, their mother, their fathers. They don't, they're just for themselves. And this is all has been enabled from the so-called white man to this very day that we're living in to pretty much destroy the society and to bring in this new world order. How long wilt thou go about, O backsliding daughter? For the Lord hath created a new thing in the earth, and woman shall compass a man. And now let me see. She that liveth is dead. So it's in 1 Timothy 5:6. But she that liveth in pleasure is dead while she liveth. And due to the pleasures that the woman has been able to live by, when you really look at these women, they're dead. They have no characteristics. They have no personality. They're just an empty vessel, an empty shell, a cold body, a cold shoulder. It's pretty, Paul said it best, if it's permission that, he as if you was like him, you would not even seek a woman. Because you really, like Elder Gabar was saying, we live in a world where you pretty much, you're going to find out that the woman is not for you. You're pretty much alone. And pretty much, the woman, the Lord has the woman lined up, if you are going to have a woman and if you're going to save a woman. But, again, this is just me speaking right here. How hard, you got to really go back to slavery. As a man in slavery, and I'm talking about when physical was in shackles, it was really nothing we could do for our women in that time. Same to today. Same thing today. Is really nothing we can do to these women and for our women today, because we're all pretty much in, we have a debt to pay to Yahweh, and we're in captivity. So it's really pretty much nothing that we can do for our women. Unfortunately, we had to wait till the Lord really destroyed the society. Again, the Lord has our women prepared for us, and the Lord is going to have bring us the woman that's really is for us in the day of calamity. Until then, while this infrastructure is running, when you got to work, pay these goddamn bills, and try to make it day to day, you're not really, this oppression that Esau has set up on this earth is really just destroyed everything. Let me see something real quick. He would have healed Babylon. Would have healed Babylon. Yeah, so Jeremiah 51:9. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her, and let us go everyone to his own country, for her judgment reaches unto heaven and is lifted up even to the skies. So we have to forsake this place. There's no healing America. This was set up by blood, rape, rob, and murder off the backs of our you so-called Negro, Latino, Hispanic, Native American, which makes up the House of Israel. And so many laws and decrees and witchcraft and sorcery and through enchantments that has allowed this infrastructure to push pretty much take the ball down the court into this present day. And it's so much trauma, so much detrimental things, so much oppression, and so much things people have seen to the point, and things that have been done even outside of America and inside this place, that it can't get, it would never be healed. And the infrastructure and how these legislation and these decrees that these Edomites have allowed these people to even do and to indulge and engage in, the Democrat Party, the Republican Party, it's too far gone. The liberty, the freedom, the blasphemy of the Bible, and the lies of his science. This place is just gone. And going back to First Esdras 4, because this is what Zerubbabel Salaki said to the king. And the thing about it, this is the times that we're living in. It says there's no understanding. Esau has these women completely elevated to the point where these women are just gone. These women hate men. They don't like men. They're leeching off men. I was actually watching No Jumper. It was a dude named Sharp and Blue Jasmine, and it's my goodness. These women. You watch guys like Anthony Spade, Stuff is Cold, Alpha Male Strategies, and so forth. Other Kevin Samuels and so forth. You hear these women, they're running game. With that that fucking bitch, Blue Jasmine. That's what she is. She's the fucking bitch. She was pretty much she was just, she just came out and said men are a business. She just getting money off of him, and I was just like, yo, it's crazy because here it is, you're leeching off men, and here it is, you sitting on a podcast, damn near have 4 million subscribers, and you're outwardly saying what you're doing, and you talking about breaking a nigga, breaking men, and you sitting here eating all these. Again, at the end of the day, you want a woman about to lose, but the thing about it, this is Esau is pretty much giving power to these women, and the scripture talks about had not given strength to these women. As a matter of fact, let me get that real quick. Give not thy strength to a woman. Thy strength to a woman. This is Proverbs. You see that? That goes right into what I'm about to read. Proverbs 31:3. Give not thy strength unto women, nor thy ways to that which destroyeth kings. And you can go read Sirach 25 and 26. It goes also into about women. Now, going to this. O ye men, it is not the great king, nor the multitude of men, neither is it wine that excelleth. Who is it then that ruleth them, or have the lordship over them? Are they not women? Women have borne the king and all the people that bear rule by sea and land. Even of them came they, and they nourished them up that planted the vineyards, from whence the wine cometh. These also make garments for men. These bring glory unto men, and without woman cannot men be. And what scripture is that? Forgot how it go, but yeah, it pretty much talks about how men are born of women, and through by the seed of man, because by the seed of man, determines your seed, your blood, your nationality. Tells you in what is this, Wisdom of Solomon, the 10th chapter, I believe. It talks about how when a man puts his seed in a woman, and through 9 or 10 months, he's in the stomach of the mother, and then he comes out, and it says, these also make garments for the men. These bring glory unto men. And women do. If a man has a lot of women, and woman is a possession to a man. That's one thing that I forgot what, I believe it is a scripture that talks about that. How pretty much women bring glory to a man. Roughly paraphrasing. Correct me if I'm wrong. It says, and without woman cannot men be. And one thing scripture talks about when a man doesn't have a woman, or let me see if I can get it. Let me see if I can find it. It's roughly paraphrasing. That's not it. Yeah, Sirach 36 and 25. Where no hedge is there, the possession is spoiled. Yeah, these women, they have no head, they have no leader, there's nobody guiding them. Pretty much these Edomites are guiding them, so they're messed up. They're mentally gone. They're talking about their queens and their goddesses, their bosses, their divas, their bad bitches, and so forth. And it said, "He that have no wife will wander up and down mourning." And you actually kind of see this in the state of these men. And due to these men not able to find women and find a loyal woman, so forth. These guys are just have became simps, or they're just losing their minds, are bugging out. It's very, what the Lord has ordained. You got to go back and read about how the Lord, he created Eve for a helpmeet to Adam, and he pretty much made Adam to be Eve's Lord, so he was to guide and lead Eve. And it's crazy as hell because even that bitch Blue Jasmine, they went back to talking about Adam and Eve, and basically she was like, maybe Eve ain't want Adam. And I'm just like, yo, these women are completely bugged the fuck out, man. Scripture talks about the tongue, man. But going back, it says, if a man have gathered together gold and silver or any other goodly thing, do they not love a woman which is comely in favor and beauty? So letting all those things go, do they not gape and even with open mouth fix their eyes and fast on her? And have not all men more desire to her than unto silver or gold or any goodly thing whatsoever? And that's why the Lord has scriptures about not falling for the beauty of a woman, because again, it tells you in this in this chapter that many men have lost their fucking wits and became servants for women. And this is what Zerubbabel is explaining. A man leaveth his own father that brought him up in his own country and cleave unto his wife. He sticketh not to spend his life with his wife. And remember, neither father nor mother nor country. It says, by this also ye must know that women have dominion over you. Do ye not labor and toil and give and bring all to the woman? Yet a man taketh his sword and goeth his way to rob and to steal, to sail upon the sea and upon rivers, and look up upon a lion and goeth in the darkness, and when he have stolen, spoiled, and robbed, he bringeth it to his love. Wherefore a man loveth his wife better than father or mother. Yet many there be that have run out of their wits for women, and become servants for this. So let's look up this word wits, if I can find the definition of wits. Damn. So here it is. Mental sharpness and inventiveness, keen intelligence. So it says intelligence, shrewdness, cleverness, acuity, sense, common sense, wisdom, sagacity, a quality of being sagacious. So you lose your judgment, your understanding, ability to make good judgments and quick decisions, typically in a particular domain, like acumen, discernment, perception, your insight, your percipience, a good understanding of things, perspicacity, your brains, your mind, your basically your smarts. So that's what wits is. So let's go back. So it says, many there be that have run out of their wits for women. So you lost your discernment, your judgment, your understanding, your knowledge, and become servants for their sakes. And this is what you see today, heavy. Absolutely, man. One, the old camp head of Virginia, he lost his wits because of his fucking woman. Once he got that woman, I'll never forget. Once he started dealing with that chick, that's when the weird doctrines started coming. He started acting funny. There's been a lot of other brothers too, a lot of other men that that have lost their wits, man, over fucking women. And, sorry to say, what I've learned so far in this truth, and, you know, is, there's no, yo, you're alone, man. And, I know brothers, me and different brothers have talked, you gotta really look at it. A lot of these women don't, these women don't deserve us, man, because we really, try to, especially what I'm saying, through the scriptures that we read, we actually take care of our women. We try to do the best, you know, towards our women. But the thing about it, living in a society where these women hate men is just pretty much no need to even deal with one. It says, many also have perished, have erred and sinned for women. And now do you not believe me? Is not the king great in his power? Do not all regions fear to touch him? Yeah. You look at you know, what was it? Nebuchadnezzar. You know how he sent that hell of fairness. On at one time, and you read the book of Judith. It tells you how pretty much everybody pretty much thought he was a joke, and then he went out and started slaying nations. And pretty much after that, he had people bowed down to him until the fate of what happened to his right hand man, which is Holofernes. He said, "Yet did I see him in Apame, the king's concubine, the daughter of the admirable Bardicus, sitting at the right hand of the king, and taking the crown from the king's head." Now, if anybody else would have did this, king would have got furious and beheaded him, killed him, struck him to death right there. And so every time I read this scripture, it reminds me of a king, setting in a movie, and it's pretty. I can't really remember, but I kind of seen a movie like this, sort of like this. He said, taking the crown from the king's head and set it upon her own head. She also struck the king with her left hand. So she took his crown off his head and set it on hers, and then struck him. And yet, for all this, the king gaped and gazed upon her with open mouth. So, hey, man, fell struck. It was that gangsta song, Lovesick. If she laughed upon him, he laughed also. But if she took any displeasure in him, the king was fain to flatter that she might be reconciled to him again. That's what a lot of you people do. Hey, a lot of dudes do that. So, a woman would start to use that manipulation. She start, acting like she's mad, upset. And then you men, oh, baby, what's wrong? You start to flatter and monkey dance and run to her aid, man. You say, oh, ye men, how can it be but women should be strong, seeing they do thus? So, yeah, that's why it was an order that had the Lord set it up, that men should rule over women. We're supposed to be a patriarchy, you know? And yes, and women, yes, just like Elder Gabar was saying, yes, women have power, because if you allow them to, if you give them power and liberty, this is what you see: men chasing women. And again, man, these dudes are simps. Look, these mothers, single mothers, they destroy the sons, and they turn them into simps. They destroy them, man. And this is what you see today in this society, man. Women in full power to destroy men. They hate men. They're putting stains on men. They're false, making false accusations. Um, again, they're playing a victim. And going back to that interview of Sharp and Blue Jasmine on No Jumper, she started playing once she saw that she was Sharp was putting her in her place, she started playing the blame game. Oh, you come on here to destroy women. You get on here to destroy women. Just like Elder Gabar also showed a video on how oh yeah, that video, that prank video, and the girl was hitting on the dude, and like I said, nobody was to his rescue. But as soon as that man put his hands on her, they go to ships. So again, from the turn of things upside down, which Esau has given these women power and liberty and pretty much the license to destroy men. This is the society that we live in. Lord's will, then we go ahead and end it with that. Lord's will, you were edified. And with that, we say shalom.